And so welcome back to another one, you guys. If you are new to the channel, my name is Andrew with Younger Volvo in Hagerstown, Maryland. For more information on our inventory, please feel free to check out the link in the description box below. So today we are in the brand new 2026 Volvo V90 Cross Country because there's actually some big changes for this one this year. Also, of course, this is built in Sweden. You have plenty of space, and I'm getting a massage through the seats right now, which is also kind of cool. So ultimately in this video, we will be testing out and going over everything about this one. So having said that, what do you guys say? Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. And as always, let's start with pricing. And so let's go ahead and start with pricing being the first big change for the 2026 Volvo V90. The Plus trim is gone for 2026. So last year you had the Plus and the Ultra. This year it is just the Ultra, which puts it at an MSRP of $66,900, which also means it's almost a $6,000 price bump from the 2025 model year. So that's kind of nuts. But price as tested, the one we are in today goes for $71,285. But powering the beast is a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with a mild hybrid system. This one puts out 295 horsepower at 5,400 RPM, 310 pound-feet of torque coming in at 2,100 RPM. That power being sent to all 4 wheels through an 8-speed automatic. 0 to 60 time is going to come in at approximately 6.1 seconds. That's plenty respectable there, with MPG numbers coming in at 22 in the city, 29 on the highway, taking premium unleaded fuel. And so before we do any kind of fun acceleration test here in the V90, I did want to mention to you guys the drive modes. And so in typical Volvo fashion, there's actually 2 of them. You have an off-road drive mode, and then you have a steering feel firm mode. Those can be accessed through the infotainment screen. I usually don't touch the off-road mode, but I always adjust the steering feel firm mode because when you put it in that steering feel firm mode, it gives you much heavier feel to the steering, which I personally prefer. If you didn't want that, it does loosen up the steering to make it more of a traditional kind of wagon or SUV feel if you don't have it in that mode. So it's something for everybody. But having said all of that, what do you guys say? Let's go ahead and find it straight away. Let's put the acceleration here to the test, and let's see how quickly we can get our new 2026 Volvo V90 Cross Country here up to speed. All right, found our straightaway here in 3, 2, 1, go. Nice. Sounds nice. So yeah, plenty of an acceleration there. There actually wasn't that bad of a turbo lag at the beginning either, maybe because of the mild hybrid system, but the initial get up and go is decent. But yeah, once you get higher up in the RPMs, this thing definitely goes. So 0 to 60 in 6.1, that's pretty darn respectable for the size of a wagon that this is. So I'm actually a big fan of that acceleration. So yeah, I like it. But to go along with that acceleration, as always, braking is equally important. And so 4-wheel ventilated disc brakes do come standard as far as that 60-0 stopping distance goes. That comes in at a respectable 116 feet. That's typically a sports sedan number, so that's absolutely brilliant there. As far as braking feel goes, it's nice. I actually really like it. I love the braking feel actually in this thing. So definitely on the firmer side of things, instantly brings you to a stop. So Volvo, well done on the brakes here on the V90. Definitely impressed. But then touching on suspension and handling, up front you're going to get a double wishbone type front suspension. In the back, integral link rear suspension. As far as ride quality goes, in my short little test drive here today, 100% on point, definitely absorbing Maryland's road imperfections. Not that there really are any right now. This road is super smooth, but still very smooth ride here in the V90. As far as steering feel goes, it definitely adjusts dependent upon that drive mode that you put it in, like I was previously saying. I love the heavier steering feel. I would leave it in that steering feel firm mode all day long, and I'm going to. But like I said, if you didn't like that heavier steering feel, just take it out of it, and it basically steers like a more traditional SUV or wagon. So it's got some for everybody there. As far as cabin noise goes, we're going 58 miles per hour right now. I'll let you guys be the judge. I'll be quiet for a few seconds here. Definitely no issues in my personal opinion. It's a plenty serene cabin for me. And actually, low fuel light just came on. It says, do you want to find a gas station? So that is pretty darn cool as well, that it actually offers to find a gas station. So I like that. And so then touching on rear visibility, looking out of my rear view mirror here, which I have to adjust. Yeah, 100% on point. Definitely not going to have any issues with rear visibility. I can see perfectly fine out of my rear view mirror. The other thing is, touching on forward visibility, rain sensing windshield wipers do come standard. So whenever this thing detects any kind of mist or rainfall, it's going to automatically turn on those windshield wipers for you, kind of like automatic headlights. And the other thing is, since there's just an ultra trim level this year, I'm actually looking at a head-up display right now. It's giving me my speed and speed limit of any given road that you're going to be driving on. It also will display safety features up there as well. So the Plus didn't get that last year, but since the Plus is eliminated this year, every trim level, meaning the one trim level, is going to get that head-up display. So that's pretty stinking cool too. So better lets you focus more of your attention on actually enjoying the drive. So that pretty much rounds out the performance segment of this review, guys. Let's now go ahead and take a look at the exterior of our brand new 2026 Volvo V90 Cross Country. All right, so here she is, you guys, the new 2026 Volvo V90 Cross Country, finished in denim blue, in case you were curious of the exact exterior color name. But as always, let's go ahead and start with where the V90 is made. Taking a look at the VIN, first character is the letter Y, indicating that this one is either built and assembled in Sweden or Belgium. In the case of the V90 Cross Country, it is Sweden, so that is pretty darn cool. But starting up front, you get full LED headlights, meaning low beam and high beam with Thor's hammer daytime running lights. Get the automatic feature. You also get automatic high beams. So if you have your high beams on at night and it senses the vehicle coming in the opposite direction, it's going to automatically dim them back to low beams. Then when that vehicle is gone, it's going to automatically bounce it back up the high beams for you. That's something that I personally love. Going down to the bottom of this one, I did want to mention the ground clearance. That's going to come in at 8.3 inches. Typically what I usually say is anything over 8 inches, it's perfectly fine for just some light overlanding. Also, since we're down here, LED fog lights do come standard now. You gotta love that. And you got headlight washers. You guys can see those cutouts just underneath the headlights. I'll try to get up a little bit closer. Probably throw some B-roll on here as well. But essentially, whenever you activate the windshield wiper fluid, the fluid coming out of the headlight washers is also going to pop up, kind of wash those headlights for you. So that's a pretty cool little feature, and something Volvo's done for a while now, so I had to mention it. But that pretty much rounds out the front end of the V90. Let's now go ahead and swing around to the side. All right, so now since we are around to the side of this one, to the top you will find aluminum roof rails, also rear privacy glass coming standard, gloss black window surrounds as well. And then taking a look at the side mirrors, they are body colored power adjustable side mirrors. You're going to get integrated turret signals. They're going to be heated, and they're actually power folding then as well. Then take a look down at the wheel setup. We have an optional setup, but nonetheless, 19-inch diamond cut alloys do come standard, but we actually have 20-inch diamond cut alloys. They go for $800 if you like this design, but I think they look pretty darn cool. But that pretty much rounds out the side profile. Let's now go ahead and swing around to the back. All right, so now starting all the way to the top there, you will find a body colored shark fin antenna. Just below that, you got a rear spoiler with an integrated brake light. You got the rear window wiper back there. Got the Volvo lettering spelled out horizontally. Very classy look there. Got those LED tail lights in the C shape. They always look good as well. And then you will find some cross country lettering found in the rear bumper. I'll get up a little bit closer so I can show that to you guys there. I don't know if you can see it. Hopefully you can. There it is. It says Cross Country on the bottom portion of that rear bumper there. And then just below it all, you will find dual exhaust outlets. They are tucked away. So having said that, I do believe you guys know what we have to do next here. As always, here is that exhaust clip. Alright, so now since we are around to the back of the V90, when it comes to opening that rear tailgate, it is actually a hands-free power tailgate that does come standard, so you gotta appreciate that. There's a button on the key fob though, also a button on the tailgate itself, but once opened up, cargo capacity comes in at 19.8 cubic feet behind that second row. If you were to fold that second row down, that is going to bump that up to an even 69 cubic feet. That's actually a ton of space for a wagon, by the way. You got a first aid kit back there in typical Volvo fashion. There's 4 grocery bag hooks. That's pretty insane. You have 2 massive grocery bag hooks on each side in the back there. I love that. There's a cargo cover, 12-volt power outlet. You have some chrome-plated tie-down anchors as well. That was pretty nice. Then if you were to lift up underneath of that cargo floor, you will find a spare tire, which you guys know I always prefer. So then making our way up to the rear legroom, that is going to come in at 35.9 inches. For reference, I'm an even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I had in the rear seats there. 4-zone climate control does come standard, so therefore you do have the rear vents back there, obviously, but each rear passenger can set their own temperature, so that's kind of cool. You got dual rear USB charging ports. There's also rear side window sunshades, which is pretty cool. So if you got kids in the back and you pull up to like fast food or something, they can put those up so the sun isn't blinding them. So always like that. And of course, there is a rear center armrest with cup holders then as well. But now let's go ahead and make our way to the front seats, because this is one of my favorite parts. So power adjustable front seats with memory settings, and power side bolsters. All that comes standard. You get heated and ventilated front seats coming standard. You get the flag of Sweden on the passenger seat. That's definitely one of my favorite parts. And we actually have an option, which is going to be the massaging front seats that goes for $800, and they're pretty darn good. Now, it's not like somebody's fingers actually massaging your back or something like that. It's kind of like one of those chairs that you would find at the mall. For the Gen Zers watching this video, a mall is a place where there's stores and people actually go shopping there. I know they don't exist anymore, but it's like one of those chairs in the middle of it all. So that's essentially what that feels like, but I kind of liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. But overall seat comfort, just because of the massaging seats in general, 100% on point. But let's go ahead and take a look at the steering wheel here. It is tilt and telescoping. It is going to be leather wrapped. It is also heated, and I like the little thumb rest that Volvo tends to do, and the 10 and 2 grips there, so big fan of that. Then making our way to the startup, let me start by showing you guys the key here. Now, it is a slightly different key for 2026 here. Traditionally, last year, there was, for the Volvo logo at least, it's kind of like the silver indented logo, but this year it's kind of filled in with a gloss black. Anyways, it is all keyless entry with a turn knob start, so all I'm going to do here is simply put my foot on the brake and turn this little knob here to the right. And by the way, to turn it off, you also turn it to the right. You never turn it to the left because you can't turn it to the left. So that's how you can remember that. But once started up, there is a 12-inch digital gauge cluster. Definitely looks good. You got your speedometer all the way to your left. Tachometer is on your right. You have the digital speedometer also over there as well. Speed limit recognition of any given road. You have your outside temperature, how many miles you have left until you hit empty at the bottom there. And of course, the Google Maps front and center, which definitely look good. I'm always a huge fan of that. But so now let's go ahead and take a look at the overall interior quality here. Panoramic moonroof does come standard, and yes, that goes all the way into the back. That is a massive panoramic moonroof. You have aluminum door sills. It's very high-end looking. LED interior lighting, love that. You have a crystal gear selector by Orfors, which is a crystal company or glass company based in Sweden. So big fan of that. I absolutely love those shifters. They feel so crystal clean too, I'm telling you. Is that a saying? I think it's a saying. But anyways, first thing I noticed though when I got in this one was the smell of the wood. I'm always a big fan of that wood smell. You do have wood trim accents in here. It's something that Mercedes always hits me with when I first get into Mercedes as well. That wood smell. It smells like you're building a new home. I absolutely love it. You're gonna find some carpeted finishes on this one by the driver's side right knee and the passenger side left knee there. Always a big fan of that. It's something small, but I notice it. Frameless rearview mirror with HomeLink controls for up to 3 different garage doors. You have aluminum speaker covers for this Harman Kardon sound system, which we'll test out here in a second. The only thing missing, I think, is a wireless phone charger. I've looked everywhere, and if I'm missing it, please let me know, guys, in the comments. I don't always get everything 100% right, but I don't see a wireless phone charger in here, unfortunately. So maybe it's something that Volvo, I don't know, just overlooked, or maybe they don't think people have phones that drive Volvos. I don't know. Anyways, though, overall interior quality, absolutely brilliant. I love this shade that we have here in this one as well. It goes very good with the dark colors and the wood trim. So huge fan of the interior quality in this thing. But now let's go ahead and make our way to the infotainment screen here. You're looking at a 9-inch vertical touchscreen display. You get Bluetooth and audio streaming with that. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, factory navigation system comes standard. You get your drive modes up there, and that's a different look, by the way. There was a different way to access drive modes last year, so that's a little bit different. A lot easier to access. That's where you access that off-road and steering feel modes, basically. You got your climate control information up there. That's also where you can adjust your heated and ventilated seat buttons and the heated steering wheel button as well, and the massaging seats, of course, and your radio information. So when it comes to that sound system, like I was mentioning, it's a 14-speaker Harman Kardon sound system with 600 watts. So having said that, let's go ahead and turn on the radio. Let's see what we got playing this morning, and let's test out the clarity of this one. Love it. Absolutely love it. And by the way, that was FM radio too, which typically nowhere even close to the clarity of Sirius XM, but that was pretty darn good. Specifically, the bass was insane. Wonderful sound system, and I love the aluminum speaker colors, like I was saying as well. Like, everything is so high end. in this V90 Cross Country, I'm telling you guys. But last thing I wanted to mention to you guys on the infotainment screen is when you do put the V90 in reverse, this is also a little bit different for 2026. You do have an intensely high definition rear view camera, which I love at the bottom there. You also have the 360-degree monitor. Now before, you had to choose between one or the other. Now this year for 2026, they give you both screens at the same time. So a little bit different there. I kind of like it, but as always, that is going to lead us into safety. And so let me start with the best part. As always with all Volvos, this is an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus, which is the very highest rating given by IIHS. You can't beat that in typical Volvo fashion. It's still safe as stink. Front side curtain airbags do come standard. In the back, you got latch, aka lower anchors and tethers for children for the rear car seats, rear child door locks, tire pressure monitoring system, but also coming standard road sign assist, lane keep assist, oncoming lane mitigation, post-impact braking, adaptive cruise control, front and rear parking sensors. You gotta love that. And a blind spot monitoring system with rear cross traffic alert. So overall, when it comes to my final thoughts of the V90 Cross Country, I gotta be honest, I'm just gonna tell you up front, I love this thing. It's a rare wagon from Sweden. If you review cars a lot, you know the rare cars and you come to appreciate them. And this is one of them. This is one of those cars where you see maybe one of them come by a Volvo dealership a year, maybe two if you're lucky, but it's so stinking rare. If you want to look like nothing else on the road, this is gonna be it. So, and it's from Sweden, like I said, so that's stinking cool. Also, excellent safety. You can't beat an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. Brilliant driving dynamics. I love the acceleration. The braking is absolutely wonderful. The steering is brilliant in that steering feel firm driving mode. Brilliant interior quality as well. This thing smelled like wood when I first got in. You got luminous speaker covers, the color contrast here, the flag of Sweden. I could go on and on. The crystal gear selector. It's so high-end. That's about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit the subscribe and the bell notification button if you're into new car reviews. Do appreciate you guys watching more than you know, and I will see you guys all in the next video.